Hi guys, it's Andy from Thermaltake UK. Today we're giving an unboxing and overview for Thermaltake. This is a special edition Berlin 630 watt PSU. Okay, so starting with the front of the box, we've got the Thermaltake branding up at the top here. Mentions the Berlin 630 watt, an image of the actual PSU, and obviously a background image to do with Berlin down there as well. Bringing this a little bit closer, we can see that it now comes with an EPS 4+4 pin connector to support the latest Intel processors. And it's got the various different core processors it supports. Haswell ready, 3-year warranty. ERP ready and 80+ certificate. Moving around the actual box, again obviously just all the relevant sort of branding, and then moving on to the back of the box, as you can see the actual language is in German. Now this particular PSU is brand new out the factory, so obviously they've not, the sample that we got here is obviously the German version. What I'll do, I'll go through all the technical specifications towards the end of the actual review. Okay, so let's now get into the box and have a look at the actual PSU itself and see what we have inside. So the first thing that we get is the product warranty, and also a sort of installation guide, a little bit of information. Obviously, like I've already mentioned, this is going to be in German, but obviously if you were to purchase this in the UK, you will obviously get the UK version. We've got, quite funnily, a UK adapter, and also the PSU itself. So we'll just get this out of the actual box, put that down there. As you see, it comes bubble wrapped, which is fantastic. Quite like the design on the front of that box, actually, to be fair. I think it looks quite nice. Just move that out the way. I've got a bag of 4 screws. And one thing that I do want to point out, this particular PSU, I managed to find it for just under £45, which for an 80+ certificate PSU that's 630 watts, that's not bad going. So looking at the actual PSU itself, obviously the first thing you're going to notice is the fact that it's not modular, but even worse than that is the fact that there isn't any sort of sleeving going on the actual cables itself. So really, this sort of case or PSU potentially isn't going to be the one that you want to sort of show off. However, if you are on a budget, this PSU could be the one for you. So looking at the side, obviously we've got the same image as on the actual box. I quite like the side of this. We've actually gone into a bit of detail, even though it is just only a sticker. You know, a little bit of thought has gone into that. Moving around, obviously you can see we've got the switch on there, the power connector, and obviously a nice amount of ventilation here for the cooling. Moving on to the bottom, got what looks to be a 120mm fan in behind the actual grill area. It's not central, which is something that I've not seen before. It is pushed obviously up right to the side, so obviously it's predominantly over the main area of the PSU that needs to be cooled. On that side, we've also then just got the Thermaltake embossed logo. So if you are mounting the PSU that way, then obviously you've got that logo there, and then obviously if you're mounting it upwards, you've got that logo there. So now moving on to the actual cables. Obviously it's going to be a bit like spaghetti junction by the time we get into this. So just bear with me while I try and distinguish what's what. The 24-pin ATX, or 20+4, is sort of braided to a degree. I can still see a lot of the colours coming through, but they are using black connectors at the end. But I suppose really, to be fair, we're not going to be really that bothered by that now. What else have we got here? Got a whole host of cables. I'm just trying to figure out which is which. Just bear with me a moment because they are all nicely tangled. This particular cable here, it's quite a long-reaching cable, actually, to be fair. That's one thing that's really positive. We've got 3 SATA connectors on that particular cable. As you can see, we've got like a cable tie here, which is basically just keeping the cables together to a degree. We have got a further additional 3 SATA connections here. So we've got 2 channels of 3 SATA connections. what's the next one that we have here? Just try and pull them out. We have got your 2 4-pin ATX power for obviously top of the motherboard. We then have got another one that features 1, 2, 3, 4 Molex connectors and also a floppy drive connector. And the next one is also your PCIe, your 6 plus 6 plus 2. That's quite an unusual configuration. Yeah, quite surprised by this. So essentially, obviously, if you only need the 6-pin connectors, then obviously you've got them there straight away. You haven't got to worry about peeling one off to the side. But if you do require it, it's on a more or less like a completely separate channel, which is quite unusual. I'm quite sure it's the method behind that, but I suppose at the end of the day it's going to work. Get that right. So I'll see that they do actually slot together quite nicely, so that's really good. So overall, there are quite a number of different connectors, perfectly ample for what you'll need. Obviously the PSU itself is of the sort of smaller form factor compared to some of the larger ones that are out there, so this could be really quite ideal in a mini ITX build or a small sort of form factor case. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to power the Berlin 630 up, have a look at the actual fan, see how noisy this particular PSU is. Okay, so the power supply is now connected up, so let's have a quick look at this. Now obviously we've not got any load going through the actual PSU, but I must say that is extremely quiet. I cannot hear that at all. In fact, I'm going to bring my microphone in closer. So that hopefully you can get a bit of an idea as to how quiet that PSU is. That's really quite impressive, to be honest with you. So now we're just going to touch on a few more technical bits of information. Obviously, like I've already mentioned, the box is in German, so I'm going to put my translating brain on and translate the information, and I'll be back to you in a moment. So a little bit more information about this special German sort of themed Thermaltake PSU, the Berlin 630 watt. This is at the higher end of the special range that Thermaltake have released. There is a Hamburg which is rated at 530 watt, as well as a Munich which comes in at 430 watt. The PSU comes with a 3-year warranty, which is a little bit disappointing if I am honest, but it does support Energy Star 5.0 standard, so it's suitable for use in Energy Star compatible computers. It also features the power down CS status for Intel, so it helps your PC system operate more power efficiently. It is 80 plus certified, although I'm not sure as to what level that is. It is 80 to 86% efficient, so I'm looking probably more likely at the bronze certification for that, but it does also feature a robust and dedicated single 12-volt rail. The actual measurements for the PSU is quite small. It's 150 millimeters wide, 86 in height, and 140 in depth. And the connectors that come from the PSU, you've got one 4+4 CPU 12-volt, 4 4-pin Molex, 2 6+2 PCIe power, 1 floppy drive power, and 6 SATA power connectors as well. So the overall design looks relatively quite nice. It's not sort of too over the top, relatively bulk standard. The actual PSU itself is aimed at those sort of people that are on a budget or that are looking for a sort of small form factor PSU. The fact that it's 630 watt means, and obviously the fact that you've only got one 12-volt rail means you are very limited with regards to the actual hardware. You're not going to be able to do sort of SLI or anything of that nature. However, it essentially, you know, it's not really sort of designed for that. The overall sort of theme and look is relatively quite nice. I get the sort of German theme, obviously with Thermaltake being from that neck of the woods. Whether or not this is going to sort of appeal to the gamer, I would very much doubt it. But if you're looking to build your sort of first PC or a sort of standard office use PC, then obviously Thermaltake is a brand that you can actually trust. Unfortunately, I don't know the OEM for the actual PSU itself, but that's about it really. Hope you like the overview. I do quite like the look of the actual PSU. One thing that really stands out for me is how quiet the actual fan is. I'm really surprised how quiet that is. I'm not a massive fan obviously of the cables. I don't think a lot of people are going to be, but like we said, it's not really designed for gamers who are looking for that modular sleeved effect. So we hope you liked the review. We'll look forward to seeing you in our next video. We hoped you liked our video review. If you did, then please leave a like, as well as any comments or questions you may have down below. Full details and specifications on this item can be found at our website, nismotech.com, along with all the links for purchasing if you wish. Also on our site you'll find our latest reviews and current giveaways, plus a lot more. We look forward to seeing you in our next review.